MSA U10s and U12s. You should have gotten a video analysis of your GS run from me this week. And here's one of Chaz, one of our U14s. Just as, comparison purpose, it's good to visualize some of the things I've been telling you. Chaz puts on a pretty good demo for us and a good visual that will help you with your skiing. So watch this one, then go back, look at yours. Watch this again, see the differences, and that should help. Let's check them out.
Better for Chad.
All right, let's check them out up here. So one thing we've been talking about is in GS, we tend to widen the hands in the transition for balance and then drive them forward and narrow them past the gate. Right? He does a good job of that. We're talking about how to be patient, get out to rise line before turning. Rise line, as you should know, that imaginary line drawn up the hill from the panel. He gets himself out there before starting that turn. Because if you turn too early, you run out of room and you're actually going to be late. He intersects rise line with his skis pointing still out and away from the pole. The panel allows him to bring turn shape back and finish his turn as he passes the panel with direction done. He doesn't pop up tall in the transition. He moves more forward. He gets to that new ski. You can kind of see, he's going to move his weight and his center of mass over now his right leg, which is currently still uphill, but soon to be his downhill or outside ski. And you kind of see that he actually, I think the old downhill ski, when he released it here, is slightly off the ground there because he's moved his weight. He had a definitive transfer of weight to that new ski. Again, hands get wider. Now, what's this? Now, some of you may say, wow, he's leaning in. Well, this is really, what we call inclination. It's a way of, at the top of the turn, getting those feet out from underneath us. But does he do it all through lean? No, right here, you kind of see using ankles and knees first to get the skis up on edge, then moves the hip to the inside of the turn, uses inclination. But what does he do here? He has to actively level. He has to be level by the panel, right? So now he's level, right? But how did he do that? It didn't happen magically. He came in, used the outside hand, drove it forward, narrowed it, raised the inside shoulder. He got himself, so he had good separation. Didn't happen magically. You have to actively do it. So what else has he got here? We talk about this sometimes, long outside leg, short inside leg, right? He's got both skis rolled up, high edge angle, right? Matching angles. Appears to be in the front of the boot on both. He's got his feet out from underneath him. He's not all bent over at the waist. You get low by getting your feet, out here, right? Upper body is, fairly comfortable. It's not standing up tall, but he's not all bent over at the waist. Comes in here. Starts using ankles and knees to roll up the skis on edge. Then brings the hip to the inside. Now, we would have liked to see him probably bring his hands a little forward on this gate like he has been doing, especially over this breakover, because, breakover going from flat to steeper, you got to move forward, right, with the terrain. You got to maintain that perpendicular stance to the terrain. So because of that, he didn't do that as well. I think he got a little bit low here. You see him out in the soft stuff. Then he realized he's got to make a strong move to get those skis way to the other side where he wanted them. So he let those skis cross under him as he crossed over them. Right? Got those skis way out there. And he consistently had the highest line on this turn. This is one of our bigger turns in this course. And the further out, his tracks were the furthest up the hill and also out here. He gave himself lots of room. He got some outside rise line. His skis are still pointing where? Out and away from the pole. A lot of you came in and were already, kind of twisting your skis and turning them and skidding here. So your skis were pointing at this stage, down the hill already. So you had to you're just skidding the top of the turn. Gets him out here. Stand on outside ski. He needs to roll up the skis using ankles and knees, starting right there. Right? To create a high edge angle platform to really push against. He skis himself into counter. Right now his upper body is facing direction of travel. And he'll ski himself, we lost him, into counter as the turn progresses. Again, you see the inclination, but watch the outside hand. Boom, right there. See that? Drove forward out over the downhill ski. Helped him get that level, the body angles that we need. His tuck, he can make a good tuck turn. Some of you guys were tucking down here and the skis were sliding, so can't sacrifice turn for a tuck, that's for sure. And he also realized some of you tried still tucking here. He realized these turns were bigger, so you got to get out of your tuck. And then you have a big turn. Again, comes through here, doesn't pop up in the transition, keeps a low profile, moves forward, ankles and knees, gets himself into rise line, really beyond rise line there, right? And still skis pointing out and away from the pole to bring turn shape back. Hands drives him right past the gate. He's active. He's moving. Right? He's not static. Again, gets to rise line, skis pointing out and away. Drives the hands past the gate. And again there. Again, came through here, didn't stand up real tall. Rolled them up, ankles and knees first, right there. Moved the hip to the inside. Little inclination. Drove the hands, got level. Direction done by the panel. We don't need you all brushing right now, but you really want to brush, the downside of that pole with your direction done, really on your almost your back. So again, check yourself out on yours. Watch this again. Thank you, Chaz, for a great demo.